Horses Stable is a funding platform for Indian businesses to find matched investors and for investors to discover exciting opportunities. Companies are selected through a rigorous process from across the country. Entrepreneurs and investors engage meaningfully and negotiate deals. But the entrepreneur must raise the amount they ask for, regardless of the deal structure. The show has a unique concept of a deal master. The deal master can be consulted anytime during the pitch or negotiations by investors to structure a deal, or by an entrepreneur for expert advice on the deal offered by an investor. Welcome to Horses Stable, Season 1, Episode 1. Next on Horses Stable is Sharmeen Ali from InStoried. She is coming from Bangalore. Sharmeen is looking to raise rupees 1.5 crores in exchange for 3% equity.
Have you ever seen Law & Order, CSI? Do you know how the show starts? It always starts with a crime scene. So there's this man running in Central Park when he suddenly comes across a dead body. He calls the cops get there, and that's it. You're hooked, you're engaged, and you definitely want to know what happens next. Then, only then do they play the theme song, ting 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 ting, and then you see the credits. So you must be wondering, what does Law & Order have to do with my pitch? Well, the reason I tell you this story is because this story illustrates engaging your audiences. Did you know that globally businesses lose up to 90% of their audiences because of poorly written content on their websites, emails, marketing collaterals, as a result of which one might fail to create a lasting impression? So, we at InStory thought, what if we were to build a smart tool using which a content marketer globally would be able to predict the emotional engagement of their written content, and the tool would also give smart recommendation. Wouldn't that be awesome? So, how big are we talking about? It's a TAM of over $300 billion, SAM of over $70 billion, and early adopters in the US amounting to over $500 million. Our business model is B2B SaaS, subscription-based, with $2,500 per annum subscription for every 10 users. We call it the InStoried Readability Analyzer. It's a simple web app and plugin which can synchronize with your Microsoft Office, PDF files, Google Sheets, name it, and we can stick to it. Once you've got the content on the dashboard, you hit the Analyze button, and that's it. The tool now uses our deep learning modules to give you an array of metrics on emotional intelligence on your content, and also gives you smart recommendation on how you can make it more engaging. So let's talk business, shall we? After shunting a number of global accelerators and raising over 75k USD, we recently launched our product in July last year. And so far, we have over 25 international customers using our product, with revenues initially of around 18,000 USD. We recently went B2C in the last 2 months, and we've also seen over 100,000 plus monthly active users using our product. Now, all of this in less than 6 months. Now, that is how we define progress. But I must tell you that we're not the only ones in this sector. 2 of our major competitors, Textio and Resonate, are both based in the US. Grammarly, however, is an indirect competition to us. So, what differentiates us from all of these players is our future. I'm happy to announce that we have now gone in the vernacular space after English. Now we've chosen Hindi as the focal point to target the next billion users in India. And I must say that we have the largest IP as far as the Hindi recommendation engine is concerned. Like any other great company, it's a dynamic and efficient team that defines its future. Hi, I'm Sharmeen Ali. I'm the co-founder and CEO of InStoried. I have over 8+ years of experience of having worked with Fortune 100 companies in the US. This is my second startup. I've written over 2 books after selling my first one. With me is Anit, who is the passer of BITS Pilani, and I am Bangalore. He has over 7 years of experience of having worked in the US in the AI domain only. And Shrikant has been one of the advisors for us from day one. Besides this, we also have 3 more people working in the team. And I'm also happy to announce that we recently won the best AI startup in India, and also the best product and best innovation from the Economic Times InnoTribe Awards, and a number of other things. If you have any questions, please look forward to answering them.
Who's creating the technology behind the product? Is it you or
CTO. Anit, yes.
And how much equity does he have?
He has 10%.
And the other 3 people in the team are, how are they contributing?
So one is a full stack developer, one is a data scientist, one is a UI UX person.
Okay. And they don't hold any equity in the...
Not yet, but we are figuring out the ESOP structure. So yes, we'll be giving them something, definitely. They are the initial guys.
How much have you put into it?
I have put in 30 lakhs. Yeah. And currently I'm raising, I should have mentioned this earlier, currently I'm raising 1.5 CR at 3%. Yeah, and we want to use this for the development of the product in the Hindi space as well.
In terms of sales, what kind of sales do you think happen in the next 1 year?
In the next 1 year, we are looking at about 100,000 USD.
The real brain behind the product is a tech guy, and his equity is very low compared to the other founders that I see. And I think that is a bit of concern for me. Okay. How do you want to address that?
Okay. Well, he's never complained. Let's just say that I am a great salesman. Well, yeah, I mean, I think I'm a great storyteller and salesman. I think I know my craft pretty well. However, I mean, we've had this conversation, I mean, to be frank, and I can say this with, all confidence, and I know that he'll be watching. I offered him 5%. He said 10, and I was like, okay, go ahead, so yeah.
So I'm sure you must have made a business plan for the next 3 years, 4 years. So what are the projected sales for the next 3 years?
So, like I said, for this year, we are looking at 100K,
okay.
Right? And then in the next 3 years, we are looking at anywhere between 3 to 4 CR.
3 to 4 CR.
I mean, I have to come back with the exact figure, but between 3 to 4 CR, yes.
Okay, and what kind of margins are we looking at?
So as far as the margins are concerned, I have to again go back and check because I don't remember the exact figure. But as far as I know, it's a pretty good margin because we haven't yet invested anything in marketing so far. We want to start doing it from April onwards. That's what we're looking at.
Somehow I don't understand this business very well, but looking at it commercially, so because I don't understand, my assumptions may be wrong, but still looking at it commercially, doing a turnover of 100K and then even in the next 3 years reaching 3 to 4 CR and valuing the company at 50 CR doesn't match my expectations in terms of valuation for sure. And I don't think I will be able to add any value here anyways because I have no expertise on this kind of a domain. So for those reasons, my stall is shut.
I think for the 2 reasons, I mean, I love the product. I mean, I understand. I love the team. I've seen your background. I am sure you're going to make it successful as well. I think for the simple fact that I'm not too comfortable with that equity sharing between the founders, and it's a red flag for me. It's a big red flag for me. And for the fact that you had a funding which is very recent past and not something that a new investor would value. I think for those 2 reasons, my stall is shut.
If you can just focus on one particular country, one particular domain, one particular stuff, really make it big in that particular stuff, the chances of getting that into other areas in future might be a lot easier for you because the technology will be proven and stuff like that. It's just a matter of actually adopting to the new domain with the new data sets. But I think if you're just going to just go all over the places, the kind of customers that are going to hook and which are already hooked, you might also miss it. It's my risk that I see in this particular business.
I think you heard all the great things, but this part of the business side of it, maybe you have got a lot on your plate. You need somebody who'll do that. That is an operational, slight, and financial side of it. Is what is my
absolutely.
View. I'm willing to work with you after this to fill that gap on the business and financial side of it, and take it to my clients and get you funded. But the deal structure will be a convertible note deal. It will not be a straight equity deal. Definitely not at this valuation.
Okay.
But you will get the amount of money. I'm very confident about that. But we need to get some of these things right. And I'll be happy to offer that and work with you on that.
Sure, we'll discuss it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next on Horse's Stable is Vibhash Verma from Aqueous. He is coming from Delhi. Vibhash is looking to raise rupees 3 crores in exchange for 25% equity.
So we are providing customized lithium battery pack solutions in the field of solar, consumer electronics, railway and defense, medical equipment, robotics, and also not to forget electric vehicles. We are seeking 3 CR for 25% equity stake in my company. The money that we are planning to raise will help us set up an assembling unit, or will help us penetrate into the market in a deeper and also cater to the huge orders that from our existing and new clients. We also want this money to be put into a slight amount of it would be put into R&D that will help us, stay ahead of our competitors and move further in the future. The market that we are operating in is currently one of the biggest markets in the world right now, and it's a trend that is starting in India. So the market is expected to grow at 23 to 26% every year for the next 5 years. And in India, it is expected to grow at a higher rate than that. So the market potential is huge and the growth is exponential. That has been seen in our sales as well. There has been a huge difference in the sales from the last year than this year, and I'm the sole person right now working in the company making the sales, and also we are procuring the batteries and cells. So there's a dependency that we have on other competitors of ours that we will reduce by raising the money and setting up our assembling unit. Our aim is to focus on providing electric vehicles batteries in the future. Right now we will be providing electric vehicles and solar we will be focusing on. That will help us generate profits and revenue. So we are currently looking for a partner not only to provide us with funds but also to provide us with the opinions and also to help us reach the position that we want to reach. Our aim is to establish one of the first lithium conglomerate of India that we can work out, and we can be the global identity for lithium batteries of India. We represent at the world stage.
What kind of revenues are you doing now?
So we are currently having 1.25 CR in sales. We are expecting to be reaching that this financial year. If we get the funds, then we are expecting 10x growth in the first 2 years and 50x growth in the next 3 to 5 years.
What is your background?
So currently I am from a business class family. We have a manufacturing unit of aluminium pressure die casting in Delhi. We have been operating in this unit from the last 35 years. My father runs the company, and it is a small company that we are working on.
Where is the company plant, the assembly where you are planning?
So company we are planning right now in Delhi because it's a hub, and every transportation can be done all over India from there. And we have got our vendors for the for the consumer electronics and for the storage sheet load in the outskirts of Delhi, in Noida and Manesar. So the NCR region, there are a lot of people that are coming up with the products. So that will be the market that will be.
But if you are going to import the raw materials, especially the cells, actually, wouldn't the port would be a better option?
The port would be Nhava Sheva that will be importing through. It will take 3 to 4 days, but it will be convenient for us as we are aware of the surroundings and aware of the market. That will because in initial stage, if we go to another place, there are going to be a lot of costs that will be associated with it. And the teams that and the people that I'm involved with, they prefer it in Delhi. Yeah.
I have a question here. So, as an investor, if I'm willing to put money in this, what is my exit? How do I get my money back in this?
So, once we reach a certain sales, within the 2 to 3 years, we can go for a BSE stock exchange that allows the companies over 40 crore, and that has been operational for 3 years to listed on the stock exchange, and it has been a growth rate. There are companies that have registered at 40 crores turnover, and now are having a 400 crore turnover right now. So, there has been a growth rate. So, that is the exit strategy we can work on. And so
one last question I have got. Sorry. For a 100 crore company in 3 years' time, do you see yourself as the CEO of that company?
Surely, sir. Why not?
You feel you're skilled, you will run it?
So nobody is skilled at you learn it through the process. So I'm ready to learn, I'm open to ideas. If I'm not able to handle it, then I would be the first one to say that, sir, I'm not able to control it. The things are going out of control, and I have to focus on other fronts in the company to make it successful, so we can be open to the CEO.
As we saw your presentation, the idea, the focus, the product line, everything seems good. But I think the amount of percentage that you're showing, that would be a little bit a spoiler for me. And maybe I need to understand this particular business for next 1 year. So many changes happening in the battery and this lithium thing, and we don't know what's going to happen next. So as of now, my stall is shut.
No issue, sir, but I would like to conclude that the market right now is adapting. India is not one of those markets that if the technological invention comes and it is priced highly, we will say that we want that invention. That is not the case. So there's a lot of stability right now in the business. We know what we are providing, we know what the customer wants. If there's a certain minute change in the manufacturer, we can, in the vendor from the China, we can change it. That is not a problem.
My point is actually the assembly line, I think, may be too early right now. I think if we can focus on the contract stuff and really put up a market on international, wherever the lithium is right now, we're putting it, and then really grow your business and then focus on lithium ion directly rather than the assembly would be a better option. And the other things that you talked about, actually, where the opportunities are opening up in India, where the lithium packs will really get used and you can do multiple businesses around that. So my take is that assembly may be a not so good initiative at this particular point of time.
We definitely see a lot of passion that you have, and I think that's very important in this business. We see that as a growing business in future as well. But I think the amount of hand-holding that you may require initially, and personally I may not have that bandwidth to do it. I think that's I think for that reason my stall is shut.
So we have one last horse. If you could have your decision.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you an offer. Okay, I'll give you 75 lakhs out of the 3 crores what you're asking in exchange of 1/3 of your company. That's 33 and the 1/3, and another 25 lakhs on the initial inventory you need to process your orders, and the rest against POs, confirmed POs, and this 25 plus 200, the balance would all be on a debt model with a, as Nalin's suggestion would, definitely that would be the right thing to go ahead, is that the first charge on the inventory should be mine, and this would be offered at a percentage which we can discuss later on. So how does it sound?
So you're basically providing us 75 lakhs for 33%. So I won't be able to do 1/3 of the company. The reason being we want to diversify, we want to expand. So can you bring it down to 27.5%?
No, I will not be able to change on the equity part. I'm willing to negotiate on the debt part, when you need it and at what percentage, all that can be discussed, but on the equity, I will not be able to.
So can you increase the amount from 75 lakhs to 1.25 lakhs? Because that will give us a boost, because we will get the basic machinery also along
He
with
is giving you what you are asking for. Nice. We have a deal.
Yeah.
Next on Horse's Stable is Sarath Kumar from Hot Pepper Fashion. He is coming from Coimbatore. Sarath is looking to raise rupees 1 crore in exchange for 33% equity.
So I'm here to seek 1 crore of investment for 33% of the company. Pepper Club was started in the year 2014 with just 10,000 rupees in hand. Now it has a sales around 1.5 crores. Initially, like any other random seller, we were selling generic men and women t-shirts with less profitability until 2016. After demonetization and GST had a diverse effect on our sales. So we changed our selling strategy to matching t-shirts, which was a new trend in town. Pepper Clubs ships around 800 plus packages per month averagely. Pepper Club's marketing strategy is totally dependent on 2 things. One is word of mouth from the customers, and second is digital marketing, in which we are #1. You can Google it out because our website is at the top of the page if you search for family t-shirts and couple t-shirts. Print on demand concept leaves zero dead stock because we are printing the t-shirts based on the customer's demand. So there would be no dead stock, which is the biggest problem in bigger brands nowadays. Personalized designs can be organized and can be delivered to the customers within 15 minutes. This is the most advantage point for Pepper Club if Pepper Club enters to the offline market. Purification of funds. One part of the fund will be used to settle the existing loans, which is around 20 lakhs. One part of the fund will be used to open the first store in Bangalore. Bangalore has a market of 500 crores for t-shirts. We are targeting the corporates and general family customers. And the last part will be used for marketing, advertising and expanding through franchisee model. The sales projection, we have projected around 70 lakhs in the first 6 months of opening our own store and 1.5 crores at the end of the first year. After 6 months of opening our first store, we would like to capture at least 2 franchisees and in the next 3 months and 10 franchisees in the next 6 months, which yields around 2.2 plus crores in the first year and 15 to 16 crores in the second year. Here are some sample concepts that we provide. That's family t-shirt, couple t-shirts, this custom t-shirt, and a group vacation t-shirts. So who's on board with me to roll the fabric for the customers? So I have some merchandises for you.
You got it wrong.
Okay.
This is a better color.
I like the jacket.
First of all, thank you for the merchandise.
Thank
you.
For what are you going to use this fund for? I mean, 1 crore. What is your?
I'll tell you. First part, we have an existing loan
Okay.
which I need to be settled.
What is the amount?
20 lakhs.
Right.
From
okay.
whom?
From 2 to 3 private sectors.
How much margin do you make a t-shirt?
You can expect around 200 rupees per margin per t-shirt.
Okay.
If it's a family, we can expect around 800. If it's a couple, you can expect around 500. So it differs based on what customers needs.
So 20,000 rupees margin a day,
I'm
30
telling you
days
the
working,
offline.
you have 6 lakh rupees gross margin. You have to manage all your costs within that.
So
And the franchisee fees.
your current online sales is on what payment terms?
Prepaid and sealed.
Both.
Okay, my earlier question is not yet complete actually.
Please go ahead.
So this 1 CR, you said 20 lakhs to repay the existing
Yes.
loan, 30 lakhs to open a shop,
Yes.
and the balance?
Marketing, advertising, and expanding to the franchise mode where I need your expertise to how to grow.
Okay. So,
So that's
what
50 lakhs.
That's 50 lakhs.
So what made you go through the franchise? Why do you want to go to the franchisee?
You see, I believe it's the fastest way to grow.
What if the franchisee starts off, he's successful, he'll come out of it because he has the machine, he knows it's just a designer who has to. You said your unique selling point is the designing part.
Yes.
Why can't anybody else design it?
That's why I need your expertise, how to protect this.
Okay.
But I can walk into Printo in any of the 20 outlets in Bangalore and get a t-shirt printed.
See, you said 100 t-shirts a day is what you can do. So 3,000 a month, right? And average cost of t-shirt I have taken 400.
400.
So it should be 12 lakh sales, that is matching. Okay. Now with the cost being 175 rupees including logistics cost.
Yes.
Right. So you should still be making 6 lakhs a month already. So are you making 6 lakhs a month net profit?
No, that's marketing
Okay.
expenses,
So
right?
how much is the marketing?
So I spend around 2 lakhs per month on Google Ads.
Okay.
What is the interest
Staff
Sir?
cost.
Interest cost.
Interest. No, this 175 printing
much
cost
is that?
includes your
That
labor
is
cost
the
as well to do the printing
Yes,
and everything.
including
That is why
dice.
if I were ever to do a proper business model deal, I have to do 3 parts. I have a 20 lakhs on the interest, which I remove and take a part of that. I have a royalty deal for increasing the
I think
thing,
it makes sense.
and I have an equity for the rest of the company. That's how it makes sense. And it's not a 1 crore ask, it's closer to a 50-60 lakh rupees ask.
Do you want to think about it? Do you want to speak to someone on
Yes, can I consult him?
Sure. I gave you my opinion. Happy to. You are getting this whole Bangalore, this whole offline store completely derailing you. You have done brilliantly well so far. If you just clean up the supply chain management and set up a centralized hub, and that centralized hub can be anywhere for logistic purposes. It should be Nagpur for logically. Centralized hub anywhere. You will grow the business from 10 lakhs, you grow to 50 lakhs, you won't have any debt. Life is happy. Who cares? What is the brand behind it? You want to make the money or cling on to brand on the t-shirt? You are not even wearing your own t-shirt.
Okay, I made my decision.
You okay with that? Sure? Absolutely. The decision done.
Without the prior consent, I won't go offline. This money will be used to increase the sales.
Yes, your ask will be 70 lakhs. It will be a 33% equity. Out of 70 lakhs, 20 lakhs will go to retired debt. Rest of the 50 lakhs will mutually discuss of how to grow the online business and set up a centralized hub. You okay with that? Sure? So we discussed outside. I will repeat what he agreed to, and he will have to agree once again. So the pitch quantum is now 70 lakhs. 30 lakh rupees for the offline store is out. Okay? So for your consideration, it is a 70 lakh rupee pitch for the same equity. Okay, 33% equity. Regardless to say they will professionalize, open a private limited company, all that goes without saying, right? The private limited entity will buy out the existing business. This 70 lakhs, 20 lakhs will go towards retiring the current debt. The balance 50 lakhs, the investor and they will sit together and formulate a strategy of where they can set up a centralized hub that is as mechanized and automated as possible to push the digital marketing online business to grow twofold, threefold, fourfold. So 70 lakhs, 20 lakhs to retire the debt, buy out the business, make it a private limited company, 50 lakhs in consultation, you decide how to do an online business and grow it and scale it through the roof. He will agree and the family will agree to no offline business without your prior consent. You have anything to add to what I said?
The rest 50 lakhs, I wanted you guys to help me out to grow the online sales into 5x. So then we'll talk about the offline store, how you wanted me to proceed. Help me grow in the online and in the offline.
Okay, you just changed the whole thing again. I don't think you have.
No, it's not the same idea that I have. Suggest me some new ideas that how could I...
Suggestion is very simple.
No, we all are very clear that this product doesn't need offline. So there is nothing to guide in that actually. We were all thinking only about the online.
Only online.
So there is no question of offline now or later stage also, I think.
So horses, where are you all each on this?
No, I think the idea, your confidence, everything is brilliant. Product is not a niche product from any angle, but it requires a lot of hard work to actually push into those numbers.
Okay.
The amount of investment you're asking, actually my calculation is way too different. There's I would have not invested more than 50 lakh for almost 33-40% in this business.
Is that an offer?
I would have not invested more than that, so it depends, like going by the rules, we cannot change the asking money right now, so maybe at a later stage sometime. So for now, I would say my stall is shut.
I think you're doing a great job. You're in the right industry, the website is good, the options are very good. I mean, you don't need to ask anybody anything. Everything is very clear on your website, you're already doing good. Only thing is that I still feel that you are somewhere back of your mind, you are still looking at offline, which should not be.
Actually, if without your prior consent or without your knowledge, I won't get into the offline store. If you don't want me to, I don't want it to, because you know the market. You know that this product won't work it out in the offline. So if you tell me with your expertise, I'll agree.
See, though I have a very good contact in this industry who can do wonders, but I still feel working with you, I will have to give a lot of my time, It's not that I can, do it with a, little bit of mentoring and guidance. It won't help that way.
Yes.
We need to work a lot on this. It's a full-time thing, and I don't think I'm ready for it right now with so much of involvement. So for those reasons alone, my stall is shut.
I think like other horses have said, the product is good. I think you've got a good model in place. I think I am not really so passionate about textile or fabric industry as such. I think that's not in my area of interest. Nothing wrong with the business model. I think there's a lot of scope like what you're doing. It can be expanded. But just because it's not in my area of interest, my stall is shut.
My suggestion would be just focus on the corporate stuff more, build up a real value for the business. 20 lakhs is nothing actually. You're thinking that's in your back of the mind, but with your business itself, you can actually get away of that loan within 6 months if you really target that particular market, and you'll be out of the debt very soon. So corporate, if you are able to do it and probably scale up to your business without the loan debt, I think you'll get the fantastic investment. Model is good and it's the need actually. So it's customization is the need for the hour, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's cloth. I think it's the best thing you are in. Just focus on getting your thing. Even if you don't get the investment, my suggestion will be just focus on the online, make it perfect. If you're going international, way to go.
I would, get focus on what I'm trying to do, because the idea is good, you're doing a great job so far, but somehow the package deal when you present it doesn't come right, okay? It just doesn't make sense. And to what they are not telling you, but I feel, it's not just a problem of you being stuck on the one model or the other. It's a problem that I get a sense that I won't be able to work with you. There's a certain stubbornness I won't be able to adjust to. Very clearly. I personally wouldn't be able to do that. It will just take too much time. You're hearing it in different words. It will take too much time. That time will go in breaking my head with you. That's what you are hearing very clearly. And if it is a debt, I would take a family and friend round, retire the debt, professionalize the company, and you will find enough people to back you on the online model. You have got 80-90% things right. If you get this 6 inches right of strategy, you will be perfectly fine. Otherwise, great product. Thank you very much for the customized t-shirts. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on Horses Stable is Rajiv Ramnani from Artie Owl's Adventures. He is coming from Mumbai. Rajiv is looking to raise rupees 1.5 crores in exchange for 10% equity.
This is artiowl.com, which is a handmade marketplace for people who make handmade stuff or anything to do with organic or machine-less, chemical-free. So it starts from, what I'm asking is actually looking for 1.5 or 10%, but I'm open to suggestions from the learned men. We have various categories where we are touching in this thing. It's home decor, food, personal care, also fashion and office and entertainment, but we also classify into different types of arts. What we think is everything anybody that is making is a part of art, it's a form of art. Could be with wood, could be with glass, could be with metal, could be with anything. These are the revenue streams what we have in RTO, where one part we have only through sales. We make commissions out of the sales. The other part is which we have not yet introduced is subscription, because we are not that famous that we can actually start asking people yet. The reason we are still not asking is because we are building the critical mass of people who can sell. So we want to have a large community who are makers. Buyers, we are going to find them once we create the demand side. And of course, private label, which is eventually where we want to make major margins out of the larger margins. We have, I have already shared this financials, so you can come back to this slide once we have certain questions on the financials. But this financials were made out of a different projection or a different ask. But for this forum, we will have a small discussion, whatever is required. This is where we are actually planning to spend the money, where we actually go. This business promotion and people is a major part of the business where we need the funding right now. Infrastructure will gradually grow a little bit once we start going on its size. Office and warehouse rentals and partly is working capital, which we will need to slowly try to gauge our model up. These are our competitors who are there in this space. The latest one of them is Qtro, which got funded by Spring Ventures as much as 4 or 5 months ago by mainly Brand Capital, and they all have invested. This is the structure of my company. I own it 100 except 5%, which is actually given to a law firm, which helped me design the terms and conditions and also the NDAs and stuff and everything. All the legal aspects of also getting my brand trademarked and trying to see where I can make more watertight in terms of my branding. So this is it. And this is myself, and we have 2 other people. I have another CTO kind of person, but now in January he's gone to US to do some studies, but he's a kid who came out of college, who helped me build this platform. Sandeep is a guy who's not like a co-founder, but as a advisor with me on board. He is ex-Yahoo, Alibaba, who really keeps advising me. I keep going back to him in terms of what I'm doing and whether I'm doing right or wrong, so that I don't go wrong anywhere. And he actually has given a lot of inputs to get this project in here also. And eventually, once we are a little bit standing, he would be the guy who would also be on board with us. This is one of the artisans who has made this Buddha out of just slices of wood pieces.
What's your background?
I'm purely a business background. From the last 12 years I'm into business. I've lived abroad major part of my life. I've been in Dubai for almost 18 years. I was doing a job there, then I started my business there. Then I moved back to India because during the meltdown I came down to India back. I started another business of mine, which is supplying cables to defense outfits. That's how I fund this project also, even till date. And this started off in 2015.
So your assumption is these artists who are signing up with you, they would not go to a Flipkart or Amazon or a Snapdeal and list directly. Because they do not know how to do it, or because they have a contract with you which prevents them?
No, sir, there is no contract. We have a small terms and conditions that people sign, but the logic, this works on a complete logic. Now, why people don't do it? Because there is Amazon algorithms or the AI works is very simple way or more complicated way. If you spend more than 10 to 15 seconds on a page, they'll start throwing options to you which is cheaper and expensive, trying to see which way you're going. The logic of Amazon is a search-based business model, where you go there only when you want something. Not that you don't know what, we are not throwing options, they are not throwing options to you that you buy this. You need something, you go there, search, you get a deal and you buy it and that's the end of it.
Okay, I have gone through your website and it's not mobile friendly version.
Not at this moment.
Yeah, so it was difficult for me because a lot of people don't sit on the desktop and try to browse through websites on the mobile, on the go, So I think you should have a mobile version.
We bought a theme from, I'll tell you honestly, what we had used earlier from WordPress was a theme which was available. Now, later on when we started running the business and understanding and building the architecture, we understood that this requires more mobile responsive website. So we bought a theme for around 6,500, so Flatsums theme. But what happened is implementation was taking a problem because MySQL would not talk to the databases were not.
It was just a point of
yes, that is something that we need to work on.
Products are really great, and
I
should say that very unique. I know a couple of people who are into similar things, but their products are nowhere comparable to your products. Really nice, and I'm definitely going to use it for my own gifting requirements for sure. But coming to the commercial aspect of it now, I think you've been into business since 2.5 years now, and not generating enough revenues, and you yourself saying that next 2-3 years is just going to be a break-even kind of a working. I don't think I would be interested in investing anything where the returns are deferred by more than 2-3 years. So, for those reasons, my stable is shut.
But I'll definitely send a voucher to you, so at least you get the experience.
At this time, I would probably wait to see how it matures. But I'll add one thing before I give my verdict, that just like Fab India did, with how they started and how they did that marketing and branding pitch where they spin saying, we are helping the artisan, you need to think something unique in those terms, because that really will help you get the customer back, because he's also conscious, just like companies do CSR, I do some of that also, right? So, maybe you want to think about some of those things, because otherwise it will be like you and the next door guy beating each other for the customer acquisition cost, right? I mean, that's what I look at it. At this time, I will give it a pass, my stable shut.
So from my side, I think two advices. One is basically, I think from personal thing, it's a tough market. You're competing with Amazon and Flipkart of the world, getting 100,000 vendors and 100,000 customers. It's a very difficult market. Going to corporate, maybe better off, where we can actually go and do the circus and tie up with corporates actually, where the flow of the products and the revenue starts flowing in. And second is out of India actually. The same soap 150 rupees is very costly, right? Though you feel it's good and it's coming from that particular stuff, it's so costly, but $2 for a US guy is definitely not a big amount for them to spend on something creative that they want. So you have to think differently.
I think this market is fairly competitive already. There are players who have been much earlier as well in similar products. I'm sure it's not the same products. I'm sure you have a different way of getting the artists and so on. But it's not a new market to be in, and the fact that I'm not finding a way to scale it significantly. So scalability for me is an issue here. Maybe it requires deep pockets to do it. Maybe it requires something different to be done, and because of those two reasons, my stable is shut.
So what you're hearing is that you may not have got investment today. That's what they all like, the products that are there.
Yes.
I think you yourself come across as very credible, and you have put your own money where you are asking others to put. I think the single theme we are hearing, if you have to distill it down, and everybody is willing to be a customer regardless. Absolutely. If you were to distill it down, I think they want to see a little more traction.
I understand that.
So offline, I'll be happy to brainstorm with you on that and provide you suggestions and client leads and maybe other avenues of investment.
I look forward.
Okay? Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much.
All the best.